Hi, everyone. We are thrilled to have joining us one of the leads from the Who's Tommy production, Alison Luff, who plays Tommy's mother. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
This is awesome. I have to say, we're at press night, opening night, and the energy inside the theater throughout the entire show was truly electrifying. I mean, seriously. Do you guys feel that on stage?
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. We definitely feel it. That was a fantastic night. That was magical. And the especially the end number
Yes.
when we all come down stage and the audience is all on their feet and just
Yeah.
like a concert. It was really fun. Yeah.
Isn't it? It was just amazing. And what's amazing is to take this show that we've seen over the years, whether it's a musical, whether it was in film, and to really recreate it at a level that, I mean, I literally told so many people, we've done the review, and I'm like, no, this is, if there's one show you want to see this summer, this is the show you want to see this summer. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
thank you for saying that. We
it,
sure do love doing it.
it's
So
so good. Now, do you have a favorite scene?
it's so funny you asked that. I was actually thinking about that last night. I think my favorite part to do for myself that I'm in is like the first 20 minutes of the show
Yeah.
because it's just go nonstop, and I love when all the action happens, and that's like the real pivotal moment for my character and for young Tommy. But
Yeah.
then my favorite scene that I'm not in, I love watching From the Wings, Pinball Wizard, and Sensation. I watch them every night. I watch the ensemble dance. They're just incredible.
They really are incredible. I mean, there's an ensemble, and then these guys are just like take it to a different level. So, do you guys do anything? Is there anything that you do like every night that's like, because each production does something different? You know what I mean? Do you guys have some special thing that you guys do together?
We have a little ritual that we do backstage before the show starts.
Yeah.
And we all get together and we all kind of like touch hands and have a moment and do a little who song. So we have a moment for that. And then, anytime you're in a show, you develop these rituals that happen backstage, and they usually happen because your very first show you do it, and then you just get stuck doing it, whether that's like a high five, like high fiving someone at the same point backstage every night, or you have the same traffic pattern. You just like develop these like little superstitions and these little habits.
Yeah, which is so great. I don't know if everybody knows, but you've been performing on Broadway for quite some time. Jenna in Waitress, Elphaba in Wicked, Les Mis, plus TV from New Amsterdam, and now season 2 of Heels comes out what next week?
July 28th.
Yeah,
So
so a couple
almost.
weeks.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Everybody's waiting with anticipation because we all need good stuff that we've been following to watch?
Yes.
Um, so is there a difference in preparing for film versus live theater mentally?
For sure. I mean, technically, there's a difference too, because usually with theater, you have an entire script. You know the beginning of the story and the end of the story. And with TV, you get an episode at a time. Sometimes you'll get a handful of episodes, or sometimes you'll have conversations with the writers and you'll know where, the arc of the character or the arc of the story is going. But a lot of times you don't get a script for TV until, a couple weeks before you start filming, or you get script changes sometimes the night before. And with theater, you're either working, if you're working on a new piece, then sure, you're getting new pages, but you're given like the story from beginning to end. And as an actor, you have the cathartic experience of telling this story from beginning to end every night. So you do approach it a little bit differently than when you're doing TV, and you kind of just have to focus on what is the point of this scene that I have to do today, and what do I need to tell? Like, what story do I need to tell, while keeping that through line of your character and the story and the arc that you want to have overall. But I would say theater for me has a more cathartic experience, because you're in the driver's seat, of the actors in the driver's seat a little bit more, and gets to control how the story goes every night.
Do you remember the first time that you performed on stage? How old were you?
The first time I performed on
First time.
stage, I think I was around 5 or 6, and I think I remember it because I've seen photos of it, but
Okay.
I vaguely remember like the events I would do. I was in this group called Encore Youth Performers, and we would go around to different festivals around the Houston area because I grew up in Houston. Different festivals or Six Flags or the mall, and we would go, and it was almost like a show choir group, and we would go and sing and dance. And I was really young when I started that, and I do remember, like little clips in my brain about it, doing it. And then the first theater thing I did was when I was 7. And same, I remember little bits,
Yeah.
here and there.
And you thought to yourself, well, I kind of like doing this,
I was hooked. I was hooked. Yeah. In fact, my dad reminded me of this story not too long ago because I didn't remember this part of the story, but I remember my parents took me to see Beauty and the Beast, and that when the pre-Broadway run, they did it at Theater Under the Stars, or the pre-Broadway run before they went to New York or somewhere in Houston. And that was the first thing I ever saw, and I was like, I want to do that. And I would sing around my house all the time. And my parents are not in the industry at all. They don't know anything about the industry. But my mom noticed, she was like, well, she really likes this. And she's like, she sings on pitch. She's a little kid. So, all right, let me see how I can like get her into this. And I remember when I had my first audition, and it was for Encore Youth Performers. And I was really excited, and I was all prepared to do it. I had to go in and sing a song. And I remember getting to the audition. And this is the part I didn't remember that my dad reminded me of. Apparently, I got nervous because I didn't realize my mom couldn't go in the room with me. And so all of a sudden I said, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, because my mom couldn't go in the room with me. And my mom that day said, no, you have to do it. She's like, if you go it after you, because you have a commitment, you have an appointment with these people and they're expecting you. So you need to be brave, go in there and do it. And after you do it, if you don't want to do it, then we don't have to do it. But we're here now, and these people have cut out time in their day to see you. So you got to be brave and do this. You have to honor your commitments. And it was, like this lesson you teach your kids.
Right.
And in no way was it pushy of trying to like get me to perform. It was just like, well, you don't have to do it after this, but you have an appointment. So I went in there and was brave and did it, and walked out and was obsessed with it and wanted to do it forever. And here I am. So I guess if my mom had not taught me that lesson and just said, okay, well then we don't have to.
Right. Imagine what would have happened.
I know, wild.
Isn't that crazy that it's like the stars line up for a certain reason, and what's supposed to happen for us? It's pretty wild. Yeah. Oh, Alison, thank you again. This has been wonderful. And guys, this is a don't miss production. I am telling you, the Who's Tommy at the Goodman Theater, running now through August 6th. Thank you, Alison. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.